Hello everyone and welcome to our newest episode of Garagehammer TV. We got the new sign. Thanks to our friends at Doyle Signs. We got the new great Garagehammer sign behind us. Got the nice setup here. I'm thinking this will work. Hopefully as we go through these they'll just keep getting better. Today we are going to talk a little bit about painting. So what I've got here is 2 units of 10 tack marines, each with a rhino. And Sergeant, Flamer, and Multi-Melta, I believe. Then I got five Terminators with Thunderhammers and Storm Shields. After gluing the first one on, I realized, hey, don't glue the other Storm Shields on. Let's paint those first, because you'll never get that stuff done. Even though I want to paint quick, I wanted to paint not too sloppy. I have a Terminator Captain, and then I've got 10... Stern Guard vets, one with a flamer and one with a las cannon. Now, I picked the Ultramarines because they're easy to paint. This I wanted to try. I've never just painted just to tabletop standard and leave it. Now, I am no expert painter, but I did run into some few cool things I wanted to talk about. I used the McCrag blue to base them all, which is why they're all this beautiful shade of blue. I got varied opinions from friends telling me how I should start. I was told prime it first and then use the McCrag Blue primer. I was told McCrag Blue is fine on its own. I was told you should try Zenithal highlighting, do the black and then hit it with the white and then hit it with the blue. But I decided just to go straight up with the black and the blue, basically for time purposes. Although now that I've got a few more things I'm building and a few other things to add to this, I think I'm going to try some Zenithal shading with that and maybe come back at a later video and show you how that worked with this primer, spray prime base over those. Now, I wanted to close in on a few things here, and I want to show you something really quick, and we're going to cut to that in just a minute. But I had everything primed black, and then I went over with the blue, and then I realized, oh, I hadn't finished building this one guy. And so I finished building him, and I didn't have any black on him, but I was doing everyone with the blue, so I just went straight blue. And that's what I want to look at, because I think you could tell the difference between the ones that were primed black and then had the McCrag blue sprayed on them, and the one that wasn't. All right, so what I want to show you here is the difference between the primed Space Marine, primed with black and then McCrag blue, and then this guy, which is straight McCrag blue. Now, if you look at these, it's not the lighting, whichever side I put them on, you can just see this guy is really just a bright blue, whereas all these little details are still kind of picked out. Anything that didn't get a heavy dose of the blue was darker underneath. So I think there's a definite difference with this. I kind of like this better. I want to get into the first step of what I'm doing. I won't be showing all the steps in this video. I'm not going to be doing the time lapse of me painting everything, but I want to talk about what I'm doing. And I'm going to try to paint this entire army in about 2 days. Just sit down and zip zap, done. And the first step is going to be now that they're blue, is to do a wash. I have 2 different washes. I have Nuln Oil and I have the Nuln Oil Gloss, and I'm going to do a few of them in each type to see how the differences and how they look, and that I would like to share with you hopefully when it gets done. So why don't we move along to that? This guy was one of the guys done with the gloss paint, and you can see it's got a bit of a shine to it. Let's find a guy with a little more on him. Here we go, this guy. Quite a bit of shine to him where we applied the paint. Now you will see that the paint gets right into all those little cracks and crevices, makes all those little titchy Space Marine bits and bobs that had to have the little black lining in it. They stand out really well, but they're shiny. I went with this guy. Oh, let's find a similar guy. This guy's got some lines. See? Nice solid straight black lines with the regular wash as well. I will say that the gloss wash went right in there and really made those little dark bits stand out. really well. But if that dull coat doesn't work too well on them, then we're going to run into issues. All right, so right now, as you can see, I have my 20 tack marine set up into 4 units of 5. I painted up the guns, and I'm going to show you how I did that now. This is not going to be a step-by-step tutorial like you're going to see people who know what they're doing painting. I'm just trying to show you what I did. And first things first, first row, everyone got blasted and the metal parts with lead belcher, and then a really heavy wash. You can see it's all sitting there in the recesses in all the parts. Really heavy wash after doing the metal parts. Now, when I finished doing the metal parts, the second row, you'll see they got, oh look, I went in and touched that all up with some Runefang steel that these guys don't have, and that steps it up a bit. My edging is not perfect, obviously. Once again, I'm working fast. This is, an army in a weekend type thing. But that Runefang steel really helps it stand out. Now, from there, we take it up and we put the casings on. The black casing really makes this stand out. Here, you can see the Runefang steel along the edges there, really making it pop. But once you put that black casing on it, it looks sharp. I am going to go back in later and when I do the gold trim and the edges, I'll do the gold on the guns too. But for right now, I do that. Now then, you come in with a little Eshin gray to hit the edges of the black, make it stand out a bit more. And then that's quick. 4 steps and I'm done. You could do more steps. There's more. You can go in with an even lighter one and go really along the edges, or especially around the, whoops, sorry, hit the gun. Hit the, work here where you can see the curves of the barrel. Goodness. Of course it's not going to flow. There we go. Like here where you see the curves of the barrel, I could lighten that with Eshin Gray and then go with a lighter one right at the curve straight across, just dot, 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 like it's catching the light. You can get all sorts of fancy with it. Right now, I'm going for done in the weekend. If things don't get finished, things that I want to add, I can always go back and add them later. But my whole mantra right now is finished enough to be tabletop ready for Wapaka. And if I want to, I can go back later and touch the other stuff up. All right, next stage is complete. And I think this video is starting to go long, so I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing here. This is taking a lot longer than I thought. I am not joking. As you can see here, I've got the guns done. I went in with the gold along the trim. I started in on the eyes. I'm going to finish those. Gold edging, dark gold, Agrax Earthshade, light gold, and then some silver edging just to catch the highlights. And I'm really liking how these guys are starting to look. They're really coming along well. Now, I know the thing that I skipped, and a lot of people don't, is going around all the edges of all these parts and highlight edging the blue. Now, like I said, I'm just trying to do this. I'm not a fast painter. I'm trying to do this as quick as I can. And this is something I may just come back to later, because we can call it, for now, finished, not perfect type thing. I started experimenting with some of the texture paint for the basing, although I don't think I put it on thick enough, but I'm starting in there because I just want to get these guys ready up to their minimum standards just for tabletop. And I'm having trouble doing just tabletop painting, because what I'm finding out is I go back and do 3, 4, 5 layers, because that's who I am. And I got to do this banner. But these guys are starting to look pretty cool. I'm really liking them. For a quick job where I did 20 guys in just about, I don't know, maybe about 10 hours, 15 hours of work, I'm pretty pleased. So, I don't know. Well, let's get to the next bit and see what's left. And then we're going to fast forward to the finished part, 1,000 points of Space Marines in as little time as I can do. And so I'm back, and it seems to have been a couple of weeks. Yep, been a couple of weeks. finished painting the army, went to alpaca, got my teeth kicked in a whole bunch of times. But, let me tell you something. Speed painting sucks. Alright? I can't do it. Not that I can't do it, I don't like doing it. I got through the first couple of steps and realized, first of all, who am I to be doing a painting tutorial? I can barely paint my own army. Second of all, I don't want to do this. 3 colors, a color, a shade, and a highlight. I can't do it. It's too little. It doesn't even feel like tabletop standard to me. I realize it is. It's just not something that I'm going to put on a table if I'm going to go to a tournament. I can't do it. So this is what I've got. We'll cut to a few close-ups and then we'll cut back. But check it out. I got some nice painted up some nice arrows, tactical arrows on the rhinos. Rhino's got a few basic colors. All right, I can show you a few things I did here real quick. Let's take a look at these Stern Guard vets. I did the ground with a Sterling Battlemire. Did a couple of washes of color over that. The white turned out pretty nice. I was very pleased with it. You can see the weapons too. What else is in here that's cool? The red helmet turned out pretty nicely, if I say so myself. Once again, getting the laurels with the little highlights was a lot of fun. And this is all quick done. I mean, it's not gorgeous. I do need some highlights on the edges of all the blue, but for the most part, I'm pretty pleased. Even the various Terminators, I actually did the storm shields separate and then glued them on so that I could paint all around. Even the guys who had it up against their body pretty close, I was able to paint everything and put it on and paint them and get that white coming out nice again. I'm pretty pleased with this. On the whole, as a army that I did, like I said, in about 2 weeks, the only guy who didn't get enough love, I think, is this guy. He needs a lot of highlighting and shading. Although the nice inside of the cape turned out pretty cream colored, pretty white. Other than that, highlight, shading, basics, all in there. Hand done arrow. Not bad. Not perfect. Of course, camera's pointing out all the little flaws, but what are you going to do? My big happiness is getting the decals right on the first of my Ultramarines. That I'm pretty pleased with. Once these guys highlight up a bit, I think it'll be perfect. I'm learning a lot with this army, but one of the things I did not learn how to do was speed paint. Now, I painted 1,000 points in about 2.5 weeks, which I was told that's actually pretty good clip compared to what some other people are doing. It's faster than I've been painting, and they look pretty decent, but I still want to go back and do some edge highlighting and stuff. So I am going to go back before hitting these with a spray varnish and finishing it. I am going to go back and do some highlights and stuff. But right now I got 1,000 points that are, they were table worthy for PACA. It took a lot longer than painting in a weekend, but I don't like painting a weekend. I learned that this video. I learned that I don't like paint in a weekend, so I ain't doing it. And I'm not even going to try. But I wanted to finish the video. So I hope you enjoyed this not doing speed painting. To the speed painting. That's it. If you like it, God bless you. It's not me. This is what I got. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you liked what I showed you, what I did. It's totally not what I said I was going to do. And that happens, I guess. Hopefully the next video will actually go all the way through the project the right way. But all I can say is if you want to paint, paint how you want it. But for me, even if I go fast, I got to take the time. I got to have the coats. I got to have the layers. I've got to try to put in that detail. I've always got to try for better and more detail and more work like that. That's just who I am. So hopefully you like this. Hopefully you'll tune in next time. And until next time, only the faithful will be triumphant. Only the faithful will stand when all others fall. And only the faithful know no despair except in failure. See you next time.